Okay guys, it's that time of the month again. So what we have here is a Vinegar Syndrome March 2025 package, plus a couple of more films that I got from Vinegar Syndrome. So let's dig in and see what we have this time. First up we have Forgotten Gialli, volume 8. Okay, so I have all the 7 other Forgotten Giallis, and I did a video about the last Forgotten Gialli. I don't think I'm gonna be doing every time a video about the Gialli, because you know that Gialli is not my favorite genre, and many of these films are not like films that I usually want to talk too much about. But let's see what we have here this time. This includes 3 films: Rings of Fear, Reflections in Black, and AAA Masseuse. Good Looking offers her service. Okay, that's a weird name, but first here we have Rings of Fear from year 1978 and directed by somebody called Alberto Negrin. Okay, basically from the golden era of Giallo, and yeah, needless to say, I have never even heard about this film, this Rings of Fear. Original Italian language and newly translated English subtitles as well, English language dub soundtrack. I usually watch these films with English dub soundtrack because, I don't know, many times there are like international actors who are speaking English. But here we have Jack Taylor at least and Fabio Testi. I don't know which language they are talking, but hey, let me get something to cut this sucker open with. Let's take the keys, for instance. I don't know where I have my knife. So let's take this. What is your favorite Gialli? And what is your favorite Giallo from these Forgotten Giallis? I have to go for that Blade Runner Giallo, that future Giallo. I still have to go for that. But see what's inside. We have a not double-sided cover, but we have something of a picture here. Okay. And 1 Blu-ray disc. But the film is completely unknown to me, so cannot comment on it. But what I can comment, I think this artwork with its red overall, I think this looks very nice, and probably this eye has something to do with some of these films. But let's put this Rings of Fear in here. I'm glad it's not Rings of Power. That would be awful. Although I have never even watched one episode of that Amazon Prime series, but I don't think I have to watch it to declare that as unwatchable garbage. Okay, Reflections in Black, directed by Tano Cimarosa. Well, Tano Cimarosa rings a bell because I remember I have one Tano Cimarosa film right freaking here, and it's called Death Hunter. Have to hide the nipple here, but I think this is one of the best covers ever made. This is so incredibly bad. This is from Videotime, Finland, a label from Finland, from Kokkola, a city called Kokkola. Okay, it's amazing. But this is not the same film. This is something completely else. I wish they would do Death Hunter. Yes, this sucker here, it even has a typo in the spine. It says Kuomeman metsästä. It should be Kuoleman metsästä. What the hell? This is okay. I'm talking about Kuomeman metsästä because this I don't know. I don't know too much about this. I know that it's directed by Tano Cimarosa and from year 1975 and includes alternative and additional unique to export version, meaning footage, yeah. And Reflections of Cimarosa, 29 minutes, some sort of documentary about Tano Cimarosa. Maybe they're talking about Kuomeman metsästäjä. Nobody knows Kuomeman metsästäjä like the Finnish do because of the video time, yeah. Okay, final film in this Gialli is something called AA Masseuse. Good Looking offers her service. Okay, maybe some sort of like a prostitute business film. I suspect that this includes a lot of nudity, my man. Lot of nudity, but this thing is directed by Demo Filofidiani. Another completely unknown name for me. And from year 1975, or is it 8? So fucking small. This text is so fucking small. 78, yes, this fucking text is so freaking small, man. Okay, whodunit plotting prophilic western director Demofio Dimagis. Masseuse, good looking, offers her service. Okay, I gotta say that I like the name very much. It raises questions, and I like that. I do like that. But the cover, yeah, it's okay. Let's see the thing from the inside. By the way, did I show that previous thing in the inside? But here's how it looks from the inside. Okay, maybe one of these films at least can be good, or maybe they're all good. Hey, have you seen that? Have you seen this Gialli, great looking 8 volume of Forgotten Gialli? Let me know that in the comments, because I'm interested in hearing your comments about the Giallis in general. And then, hey, 38 Especiale, a Mexican action film from year 1992. Okay, this is pretty new. Think about it. It was made like was it year before Desperado, or was Desperado from 1991, or okay, around the same time. So they did this, and they did it directly to video. I think it was shot on 16mm film. But they did it directly on video, and this is thus a Degausser video release. So it's made from the Video Masters. It says here, newly transferred and restored from the best quality archival tape master. So you know. This also included commentary with the film critic historian Pedro Pauno Gonzalez. Didn't listen to that, but I watched the Mexican King of Home Video 10 minutes interview with the director, and I watched the film in its entirety. And I have to say that, okay, yeah, it was kind of funny, kind of like a Mexican Dirty Harry. And with his sidekick, this Mexican Dirty Harry is after this serial killer. And goddamn, this guy, this serial killer guys, and also the Dirty Harry guy, they must be the most uncharismatic characters in whole cinema history. I mean, this guy, the serial killer guy, he's the most cliched serial killer, living with his mom, and mom being like very religious and fanatical and always torturing her son. So, okay, this makes the guy kill young women, and one of the cops, and that being the sidekick of the Dirty Harry, falls in love with this radio DJ or newscaster, and of course the serial killer is after that girl then. Okay, very poor acting, very poor action, and kind of funny. And what I do like about this film is that it is made completely seriously. They're not trying to be funny, but that makes it funny when they're not trying to be funny. But the, you know, the incompetence of the filmmaking makes it real funny. Yeah. I think this would be like a seminal trash classic if this would be a little bit shorter. Now it's 93 minutes. Or is it 96 minutes? Okay, but I have to give it to the film that the end credits were at least 5 minutes. But a little bit shorter, 10 minutes off, and more action, because now it was kind of like a too few action scenes, and the action scenes when they were on, they were like very short action scenes, and kind of similar action scenes. People in the yard shooting at each other, and nothing kind of like a very raunchy or incredible happens. But I have to compliment the film that the usage of the sound effects. Every gun in this film, and might I add, these people use very big guns. Okay, but every gun in this fucking film sounds like a fucking cannon, like. And they even reuse this, like I don't know what it even called, like this machine gun with the like a rolling grenade launcher barrel. So at least couple of guys use this same gun, and when they shoot that gun, it's a but then when you see when the bullets hit something, then it's just like pew, pew. But I would think that the gun so big and makes so huge of a noise, so loud noise, wouldn't that make like a bigger dent in a bag full of sand? I don't know. But 38 Especiale, nice to have, nice to see once, but I don't think that I'm in any kind of rush to see it again. But yeah, I would rate it like 3 stars. Yeah, watch it last night, and it was the second film last night, and on purpose I left it for the last one because I knew I was getting close to midnight, so I knew that this is gonna be like a midnight movie, and it was. The slipcover, I think it's very sweet, cool looking, and the original, I don't know if it's probably not the original artwork, but this is a good artwork, and this was Degausser video 016, so you know. Okay, I don't have too much Degausser videos. I think this may be my 5th Degausser video. Remind me to do that Vinegar Syndrome special someday. I know it's gonna be a series of video because I have so freaking much of those Vinegar Syndromes and all the partner labels, all the sub labels and stuff like that. But leave that to the later time, and now discuss about this film. Brimstone and Treacle. Okay, when they announced this is a 4K Ultra HD, I have absolutely no knowledge about this film, although I have had that on VHS. I don't anymore have that, but very old, very old, like Finnish rental tape I used to have, but I never watched it. And yeah, Vinegar Syndrome announced that yeah, this British film is coming on 4K. Yeah, great looking 4K. Always Vinegar Syndrome, they really hit the mark with their 4K restorations, and this says here that it returns the original intended color timing, which is like a piss yellow internal lighting, and yeah, it looked great, very sharp and very piss yellow. Now, okay, not overly piss yellow. I think the film looked very natural, yeah. But never mind that. It is a British film from the year 1982 starring Sting from The Police. You know the Sting, the guy who made the Is Probably Mean with Eric Clapton for Little Weapon 3. So this was his first acting gig, and he did this while, you know, touring with Police or something. At least in the commentary he says that, yeah. But what is this film even about? Okay, Sting plays here like this con artist who is walking the streets and trying to like get to know people, so he can invite himself to them as a guest, and he finds Denholm Elliott, the guy who, one guy who is played by Denholm Elliott, and he and his wife have this like daughter who has been injured and is like mentally disabled. She cannot talk anymore. She can't move. She's like in the bed and screaming all the time. Okay, so Sting claims that he knows her, and goes live with these people. And I wouldn't let no stranger to come live with me, but okay, they do. And then it's kind of very interesting psychological film, very much like an art film, but very like a disturbing film. It has lots of atmosphere, and the music was great. And I can't just believe that this was Sting's first performance on film. Man, he really does it. He really nails the role. And Denholm Elliott, and who was the lady also who is here, a great cast here. I won't go too much into spoilers. I think it's better to let yourself to watch it, but I have to say that it was an interesting film and kind of like a haunting film that will leave like a mark in your mind. I think I will remember this long after, let's say, 38 Especiale. It has spirit, but not necessarily a film that it's nice to see that necessary film, not necessarily a film that I'm in a rush to watch again, but the presentation was brilliant, and all the atmospherics and the soundtrack and all was very nice. And I really did. I have to especially compliment the opening credits. They were very cleverly made. It's like a made like a somebody's calling me, I don't know who. Made like these like name tags coming out from the statue's mouth with water running away from the mouth. And I think it was a very clever idea. And they have done it for real, in a real statue, in a real cathedral. Okay, absolutely fantastic work. Yeah, I can recommend this film. And this is something that I will watch again, but like I said, I'm in no hurry to watch it again, but kind of disturbing in places, especially towards the end. And kind of like one of these films that you don't know where it's going. So yeah, if this sounds interesting at all, so hey, I would definitely suggest you give it a watch. It had an interview with the director and the partial commentary with the director and Sting. I watched all these extras today, and these two, hey, I didn't show it, but includes Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD, and of course the booklet. Yeah, haven't had the time to read the booklet. Was there also a booklet in the 38 special? No. Okay. Haven't had the time to read this booklet, but I have taken a new custom now to read before going to bed. And hey, what better reading is than the booklets from all these brilliant releases? Yeah. I will rate this film. I'm not necessarily for the first viewing. I will not go for the 4 stars, but I will rate this 3.5 stars, almost 4 stars. Yeah. Career in Bed, and as well as 38 Especiale and Career Bed, this was not on the subscriber list. Yeah, I'm a Vinegar Syndrome subscriber, and this is my 5th year. But this was a subscriber price. You get like it says like 50% off, but actually it's from this, it's not 50% off, it's 50% for this imaginary price. But it's a great discount. I think this was like $25 and this was like $20 or something. Yeah, but Career Bed, I have not watched this, and this is a Distribix release, number 005. I have all the Distribix, and yeah, while the quality can vary very much, but I do like the fact that they put out these something weird distributed films on Blu-ray, because I think these are important films, and that is one of the things that I really do like about the Vinegar Syndrome, that they keep these very obscure films alive, because without the customer base and the people buying this, I don't think they will, you know, they won't put these out anymore. So I highly recommend that if you're a fan like underground films and obscure films, I think you want to, you know, support Vinegar Syndrome. Okay, we have one Blu-ray and something. Okay, now I have to be careful so I won't show too much nudity, because the YouTube algorithm is going freaking berserk. Every time I show a little bit ladies' chests or ladies' buttocks, then it will go absolutely freaking nuts. But yeah, Sex by Advertisement is the other film, and Career Bed is the other film. These are produced by Joel M. Reed, and you might remember Joel M. Reed as the director or producer of Bloodsucking Freaks. Any case, this guy has done lots of exploitation stuff, and it says here that yeah, this was his first attempts to make a movie, and of course he started with the exploitation films. So I have not seen any of these films, so I think I will watch these tonight. Maybe so. But yeah, looking, the cover lets me to believe that these can be something else. These are black and white films. Have to watch out for the nudity and exploitation films, and both from year 1968. So please comment if you, this is something that I won't show you, this page here. But yeah, looking forward in watching these suckers quite soon. Okay, one more, and this is got to be one of my favorite releases from Vinegar Syndrome this year. And hell, I could go even that far to say that this is one of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases of all time. I'm talking about Devil Fetus and Her Vengeance, Category 3 double feature. Okay, Devil Features is from year 1983. Category 3 was not in effect until, was it like year 1988 or something, but definitely Devil Fetus, if it had been re-rated, it will definitely have a Category 3 rating. Okay, first up, let's talk about Her Vengeance. I watched this last Saturday as a midnight movie. I was expecting something quite different because it was a Category 3 film, and yes, I got something different. It was from director of Story of Ricky and from the director of what was the film? The Chow Yun-fat, this Seventh Curse. Yeah. So it's a very basic rape and revenge story about this girl who is working in Macau in a casino, and this like a very gang of rude people and criminals. They're like drinking and having a good time and partying around, and then this lady comes to them that, hey, you should really calm down, and then as a revenge they rape her, and very brutally, I might add. It doesn't show any nudity, but yeah, I don't even want to go to the details here in YouTube because the algorithm fucking goes bananas. But yeah, they brutally rape her, and then lady swears revenge because she is let to know that yeah, you have like a very dangerous venereal disease. So the doctor says that you're going to die. Okay, that's a very dangerous thing. It's not talking about AIDS or something, but yeah, she's gonna die. So last thing she wants to do is to go back to Hong Kong from Macau and take vengeance of these freaking assholes. And this was actually a remake of something called Kiss of Death from the 70s, made by a Shaw Brothers company. And it was a remake, and this booklet here actually is telling only about this film. And hey, once it's a booklet I have actually read. God damn it, this was such a good box set, so I had to read this. But yeah, she goes to Hong Kong and one by one starts taking revenge of these guys. Like one guy gets acid thrown on his face, and and yeah, I forgot to mention, she takes help from this wheelchair guy who is in wheelchair, and he's a karate expert nevertheless, and he owns a club where these bad guys go, and together they set up a bunch of traps for these last two guys, and very brutal, like arrow is shot through the head, and like fish hooks are thrown to the face, and kind of grisly. And this, might I add, like unlike like Story of Ricky or Seventh Curse, this is not a funny film. It's not made for laughs. It's actually kind of serious film, a brutal film. And I think it was a little bit slow at the beginning, but I think it picked up a very good pace. And it was not long. It was 83 minutes. So, and hey, there was an extra that describes the different version. And now, once again, I cannot emphasize this more, but I love Vinegar Syndrome because they're doing these obscure films. I know they are not the only ones, but they are doing these obscure films and restoring them. And if I understood correctly, this is the first time that this film, Her Vengeance, has ever been shown as in its entire uncut format. They have significantly toned it down previously, but now we have an absolute optimal version, the best version that you probably will ever see from this film. So highly recommended, recommended. I would rate Her Vengeance 3.5 stars, very solid Category 3 film, and definitely a film that deserves a Category 3 rating for sure. But then, moving to this one. So I'm a big fan of these Hong Kong Chinese horror films that are so over the top and weird and bizarre, like a seeding of a ghost, nursing of a ghost. Hell, my favorite of all time. Boxer's Omen. So there's so many of the Oily Maniac, there's so many of them, but this I had never even heard about, and this was the second film on this Blu-ray. So this is the Devil Fetus cover. I cannot say that if this is the original artwork or is this some new artwork that Vinegar Syndrome has provided. In any case, I think it's very good artwork and serves the film very well. But the film itself, okay, picture this. The film opens, they are in this auction. Woman and her mother. So they are selling like this vase, like a vase. How do you pronounce it in English? But yeah, so the lady goes, oh, I have to have this, yeah, and buys it. And when you turn it upside down, it looks like horse's dick, yeah. So the lady goes to home and, oh, this is so fucking good vase. And then, I don't know if she starts to masturbate, but what happens is this. The vase turns into this demon character and they start to fuck. Yeah, we get this, this is during the first like 5 minutes or something. So we're getting this demon fucking this girl, woman in her bed, and then after a while, yeah, she falls in love with this vase, but forgets that she has a husband. The husband comes home and looks to the door. Hey, honey, I'm home. Holy shit, it's a demon fucking my wife. And he goes like, ah, oh, fuck this vase, and throws the vase to the floor and gets some smoke in his face, and the face melts and he dies. Okay, then the lady dies too, and the priest says, okay, no matter what you do, but don't let the curse out of it, and put some like prayer papers on her photograph. But sure enough, the other people who move into that house, I don't know, they were relatives or something, but I don't know why they would have all these dead people's pictures there. But yeah, they move it and somebody drops the picture, and then there's a birthday party and they're serving cake, and there's this electrical malfunction, lights go off, and everybody's still eating the cake, of course, and find out that the cake is full of worms. Okay, so the ghost is unleashed and it takes the form of a dog, the family dog, and the dog goes to lick some woman under her skirt and attacks another woman, and somebody kills him, the dog, with a samurai sword, and blood is gushing all over, and then the spirit takes on the family's younger guy. Okay, this is constantly very weird. I cannot even, I should have like a booklet full of notes to mention all weird and bizarre things that happen in this movie. It's an incredible picture, but I will satisfy your curiosity to picture only a few of these. Okay, the boy is jerking off, yeah. He finds a picture of a lady and then unzips his pants and starts whacking off, and then it cuts Pepsi can being opened. It's so fun. And then, okay, this one guy is killed. He goes to sauna. Yeah, Finnish sauna, yeah. And then the sauna walls crush this guy, and we get to see his face through the glass, and the face is going into a bloody pulp. Okay, then one lady is chased by the furniture in this house and thrown through the air of this room. And why the room is so high? I mean, I have high rooms in my house, but man, these guys have at least like 6 meters high rooms. I don't know. But this is visually very impressive film and very thought out. And this is something too that I have to mention. It borrows music from The Thing, Carpenter's Thing, and from Amityville Horror and Vangelis. I mean, it is constantly borrowing music from music from something else. Oh man, and yeah. And the final showdown in the basement, they are fighting, like kung fu fighting with this demon. And okay, there's this body horror transformation. face is ripping off and the monster wakes up inside from this guy. And the final screenshot of this film, in this film, I mean, it's so bizarre. It's so freaking bizarre. I don't know what that even means. But yeah, I was constantly like, whoa, holy shit. Now I hit the mother load this time. I still think that Boxer's Omen is even crazier, but this was one for the books. I would definitely have to rate this. If I rate Boxer's Omen 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, I have to rate this like 9 out of 10. It was so bizarre. Yes, like I said, definitely one of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases. And if you don't necessarily like Asian movies, I don't care, because I still have to recommend this, both of these. So support Vinegar Syndrome and get Devil Fetus and Her Vengeance. I guarantee that you will not be disappointed, unless your mind is, you know, poisoned by some Disney Plus and Netflix, and you just cannot watch anything else but the latest Netflix or Disney Plus series, and fuck all that shit. Go instead watch Devil Fetus. I mean, it's fantastic. Go instead of getting Vinegar Syndrome films. I mean, there's a whole new world out there, my man, and it's a glorious world.